said something. Okay, cool. You in?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me good?
Are we sideways? Yes, we
Yeah.
can. Yes.
I'm a little bit confused now.
Oops.
Are we all good?
You guys are still sideways. Can you hear me?
Oh, are we? Here, let me try to. Maybe my orientation is locked. Yes. So there we go. That should work. There we go. that
Okay.
better?
Yeah, can you guys see and hear me good?
Absolutely.
Okay, I guess we can just jump right on in. So hi guys, nice to meet you. I'm Trinese.
Hey.
Would,
Nice to meet you.
would you guys all want to introduce yourself individually?
I'm Brogan. I play lead guitar and sing backing vocals. I'm Jacob. I'm the bassist.
I'm Zander Hoschak, and I'm the lead singer and the rhythm guitar player.
Mike Patterson, and I play drums.
Okay, good. Nice to meet you all. So I saw that you guys kind of formed this band accidentally. So can you want to describe how that happened? How you guys met?
I can take it. Well, it started out as a whole get together to get a band sorted out for Battle of the Bands at Spanish Springs High School, which is where he went, and you did not go there, but he went to my school, so we were separate. But so it started out with, just getting a band together and like a quick pinch. And, it was like, I know a guy, this guy knows a guy, this guy knows a guy. So, Brogan came over to my house, and then our first bass player, Darren, as well. And we were all there. And I actually texted a drummer, I think a month before that actually happened, and just said, hey, here's my address, come by and whenever you want to jam. And he just showed up that day. So it just by accident, he was like, oh, I saw your text today. So I thought it was today. And that was the day Brogan was there. That was the day I was there. We were all just in the basement and just started playing music, started jamming on some of the songs that came out on the EP, and made it, and just made that band. And then we did Battle of the Bands, and we won, which was pretty surprising.
Do you guys want to go into that? Because I was actually going to ask about Battle of the Bands and how did that feel to actually like, yeah, we're really a good band. Like we got acknowledged from, our peers and stuff.
I think it was cooler for me because because the same band had won for like 3 years. And it was as much as it sounds bad to say, so good to see them lose.
Oh,
I can also agree with that.
I mean, if I could input on it, I would say like we were put like right in the middle of the lineup of the band. So we were like, well, we're just gonna go out, put on a good show, and if we don't win, then we don't win. We go home and book more gigs, and we just continue doing this. And that band was like, we gotta play last. We have to play last. We were like, well, we don't care what we play. So we ended up playing like, I think it was right before like or something like that. It was like right in the middle.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was right in the middle, and we play and we watched the rest of the bands. We were having a good time, and I just remember looking at you and going, imagine if we won. And we were like, we're not gonna win. They win every year.
Like we're not gonna win.
And then they were like, well, the first band, it was a little secret, is the first band name that we had was called Subliminal.
Mhm.
And then we saw that there were 7 or 8 other Subliminal bands. So we were like, oh, we got to change the name. And I ended up picking Split Persona. So they were like, Subliminal 1. And we were like, what? I don't even know. So yeah, that was kind of how that happened. It was very shocking for all of us.
Funny story. I wasn't in the band, but I was talking to him at school at lunch one day, and we were talking about band names because he was forming this new one. And I wasn't able to join the band. I was busy doing another project, and I was like, I don't know, you want something that'll stick with them, something kind of subliminal. And he's like, subliminal, that's it right there.
And then we had to change it.
Yeah.
So how old are you guys? You keep referencing high school. Y'all recent graduates?
I graduated this year actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did as well.
Oh my, I feel like
I graduated summer of 2020.
And then I graduated in 2019. So we're like kind of like 2021 and all that.
Yeah, 18, 19.
Oh,
Because
God.
I'm the youngest. I'm 18. You're 19. You're 19. You're 21. So yeah, there's quite a gap.
So you
But at
guys
the same time, not.
you guys are pretty young. So did y'all always knew that this is what you wanted to do? You had to start at like a really young age. If you're only 18 and you're already doing what you want to do.
Well, I mean, I started playing music about 6 years ago. And when I started playing music, my first intention was to be the best lead guitar player any band could ever have. And then it kind of moved when I started writing songs into, oh my God, this is like what I want to do. I have this passion to write music and make music with people, but I didn't have anybody to do it with. And then I met these hooligans that I love. So, I mean, Brogan, you want to put on that one?
Music was kind of on the back burner of my brain for a while. You know, like I always messed around with instruments when I was a little kid, and I like
collecting dust in the corner.
Yeah. And I sang in choir. I played in orchestra, but it was never something I could see myself pursuing until I actually, you know, started pursuing it.
Mhm.
Until us. until we started playing in a band together.
Yeah, this was the catalyst. Like I had always had a deep love for music and playing it,
Mhm.
but I had never tried my hand at writing before. I didn't know if I could play with other people because I'd gotten so used to playing by myself.
He was very shy in his audition. I'm Rubin. I'm gonna play a little song, and he just started playing Van Halen. I was like, well, he's in the band, regardless of how good he's in the band, and he's still in the band, so that's perfect. And I mean, you've been in like 6 or 7 bands.
I've been in many different bands.
Yeah.
If I was in the position a few years ago to say yes, I would have been the bass player from the start. But things kind of worked around back to where I'm at now. I started playing guitar my freshman year. I started getting into music really hard at 8th grade. Then I switched to bass, and then I found the bass, and now I play guitar in one band and then bass in this band, and just picking it, you know.
The thumpy thump.
Yeah.
So how does it, like the group dynamic, how does it, like when it comes to creative process, like songwriting, is there someone who mainly does the writing and is someone who mainly does like the creation of the song, or how does that go?
It's oftentimes it's more collaborative than anything. Like one of us will come up with something small,
Mhm.
and then the rest of us will add to it.
Right.
And it'll be that process for the same, I guess, project, because it's not a song yet.
Mhm.
That's really what it's become, which I like, because the EP was all the demos that I had recorded years ago before I even met these guys. They're just songs that I had ready, just that I was writing, that I was like, okay, I'm going to use these to start a band, and then we're going to move from that and create music together. And the next album that we have coming out, and I think is a perfect hybrid of that. And the album that we're writing to come after that is just all of us. So, I mean, I think it's mainly become everybody gets a piece of the pie type of songwriting. You know, I'll start with either it's like half of the song with no breakdown or no solo or no something, and then Brogan will be like, no, I'm gonna add this, this, and this, and then Mike will sit down on the drums and say, okay, the stupid MIDI drum track that you programmed for this song sucks. I'm gonna actually kick it on this one and actually put some cool stuff in there. So, and then Jacob recently joined the band, so he's kind of a newbie. He's just starting to write with us, which I think is really nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to get writing with these guys, show them like what's gonna happen.
I mean, the writing process recently has just been me and Brogan and Mike, and just kind of that dynamic. And now Jacob's going to start to add stuff into it. We're really excited. So
it is really cool to get a new perspective after a couple years.
100%.
Because we've been bouncing pretty much the same ideas off of each other.
Yeah,
and it's good to have a fresh voice.
Yeah,
Big time.
And I mean, it's good to not because this isn't my band, this is our band. And if I wanted it to be my band, then these guys wouldn't be here. These are my best friends. I want to go to the top of my friends, not with hired guns, random people that I can hire to play music for me. That I want to write music as a collective. Even if I'll come to you with a full song, you'll be like, no, I'm gonna add a solo to that, or I'm gonna add this or this or this. Even
This
if
needs some fills. This
even if
needs some
even
beats.
if it's a full song with lyrics, chords, whatever, you'll still add stuff to it, which I really like. And you too.
I'll tell you when your lyrics are corny.
Exactly. And I need that. I need that outsider perspective.
And I don't write lyrics. I quit that a long time ago.
So what do you guys think is most important to emphasize in when you're creating a song? Is it the writing, the lyrics, or is it the bass part, or like what is it that you think is the main ingredient that you guys need to make your songs?
The bass, like you said, it's the bass.
Okay. Honestly, it really depends on the song, because it depends on what it starts with. You know, some songs will start with a really funky drum beat, and then we'll say, okay, the drums are going to be the highlight of the song. We're going to put everything into the drums. Or it'll start with a really crunchy, fuzzy guitar riff, and we're going to like, okay, we're going to focus on guitars for this song. So it really depends on the song, because if there's a really, really, really good bass line that's being played in the song, we're going to push that to the center for certain parts of the song. So I mean, I think it depends. With lyrics,
Lyrical composition does play a huge part.
it does, because when I write lyrics for our music, or when we work on lyrics together, it's usually for the music is making, you know, whatever feeling the music is giving me is usually what kind of direction I take the lyrics in. And recently I've been writing down a lot of one-liners and a lot of just poems and stuff like that to try to piece into certain songs, like a puzzle. So, I mean, in the past, it's really been write the music first, then the lyrics come later. But now it's seeming like the lyrics and the music are kind of coming together at the same time to make something different. And it really, it's the feeling of the song. It's the feeling of the music.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but every song you've written lyrics for is completely autobiographical.
Not all of them.
Not all?
Not all of them. A good amount, but not all of them. And I'm not going to talk about it.
So at least what I gather, the lyrics are Zander telling the world about us the loudest he possibly can.
So is he the only singer, or do you guys dabble in it too?
I sing harmonies.
He's surprised because Mike can bust it out. I'm telling you, he's got voice of Fergie and Jesus. Okay. One day we were in here just playing, and he just got up on the mic. I got on the drums, and he started singing, and it was beautiful. So we're gonna try to definitely incorporate Mike's beautiful singing voice into our music.
We're gonna turn you into Tommy Lee.
Yeah, Tommy Lee. You know, camera or microphone up here, a headset looking thing. So yeah, we're definitely gonna try to put more backing vocals into it. But I mean, on the records, it's been usually either me or our previous bass player and vocals. So now Brogan has to fill that seat. And honestly, it's hard to believe, but he actually has the highest voice in the band and the best vocal training. So I mean, I'm self-taught, and he actually did choir and stuff like that. So I mean, we're definitely going to try to push that more in our next record and the records after that, and you know, our whole lives.
So I was wondering, since it is a group, like, do you guys think it's important to still have your own individual like identities aside from the group, or is the group come first?
I'll start first because I'm kind of cheating on these guys. I'm in another band still, and they're more supportive about that than anything. And so I feel like no matter what, we're all supportive of each other.
Because we're not Metallica. We're not, if you go to another band, you're cheating on us. Like, you know, it's not, there's no hard feelings with that. Music is music, and that should be fluid. You know, it should flow. And if you're happy in one band and happy in another band, if you're okay with being in 6 different bands, then do it. Because, you know, there's no limit to how much music. I think personality wise, outside the band, I think we all have our own separate little, you know, identities that we like to use. But when we're together in a group, you know, like we are right now in the same room, it's good to, we just ping pong off each other. You know, we all bounce off the walls when we're together, and we're always super hyper. But you know, when we're individual, there's definitely different hidden innuendos that we have. That's not the right word.
word.
Well, I'm trying. It's not the right word, different personalities, I guess. There's different.
There's
I knew it was gonna happen. I couldn't prevent it. The puns are hard in this band.
So
That's how in sync we are.
That's it.
We all share the same one brain cell.
Pretty much how it
And
is.
then the quarter of mine's on vacation.
so I'm kind of
Yeah.
I'm kind of newer to the rock genre. So typically when I think of a song, it's like there's already kind of the constructing a beat, like on like an 808 or something like that. Well, you guys though with the instruments, you guys are like basically started from scratch, correct? With just the
Oh,
instruments.
I mean, sometimes I'll be at work and I'll have a beat in mind and I'll start writing lyrics to fit that beat timing wise. And then later you'll write a riff to go with it and then we'll put it all together. But I mean,
I think that still counts as from
That's
scratch, no?
that's the definition of from scratch.
all of it.
Yeah.
The difference between what you're thinking of, I'm pretty sure if I'm picking it up correctly, music is all music. Like an A on a piano keyboard coming out of an 808 is the same as an A coming out of a bass,
Mhm.
but it's just a different timbre and it's just different way to play. You don't have to learn how to properly hold it. You just learn how to press a button and then manage things on a computer.
And that's
The
cool too.
difference is in the voicing.
And
Yeah,
how-
exactly.
and how you do it.
It's how it happens.
But it all comes from scratch either way.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
And like how you said, like he was like trained in school and you're kind of self-taught. Like what do you guys kind of bounce off of each other from your experience, like different learning experiences when creating music?
Well, I mean, I am self-taught music, everything that I do is self-taught. I mean,
As am I.
and I think having that extra knowledge from, when you do choir, because I mean, you've walked me through vocal warm-ups before and, you've told me not, like, dude, you're blowing out your voice, please stop. Like, do something better, breathe more or something like that.
Support your goddamn vowels.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, I don't really think professional vibe that we bring, we're all pretty much self-taught and we all just kind of make stuff together and
To
hope for
put
the
it-
best.
To put it in the words of Kurt Cobain, who said it best, I have no concept of how to be a musician at all. I don't know the names of chords to play. Like, I don't know how to do major and minor chords on a guitar.
Uh,
I do.
I do.
Well, that's good for you guys.
Sorry.
I mean, I pretty much do everything we do by ear. I mean, I've been mixing some songs by ear. It's all just whatever sounds good to me.
It's
all
all
up here.
it's all by feel.
Yeah, exactly. It's all by feel. It's all by ear. It's not really like, oh, let's write the music notes down on a piece. None of us can read music at all. We just play our instruments and we
Yeah.
just have fun.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it takes a
Break it
while.
down.
It's so long.
Yeah, we all have we all know what a quarter note of all, like that's kind of it. That's the baseline.
And a lot of artists they have during these interviews, they've been saying like when their song, like they always want to edit their songs and they don't really want to release it to the world. But they just have to kind of force themselves to be done. Do you guys experience that or do you know when the product is finished?
Oh my God, you don't even know. You don't even know. Yeah, 100%. We've been adding stuff to certain songs for so long. And just eventually we're like, we have to record it. We have to just put it out. Like we have to eventually release something. It's not, we can't keep adding stuff. We just have to put out what it is,
Yeah, and like when it is the finished product that we release, if we come up with something different for it,
We do it live.
yeah,
We do it live. We don't do it on the record. We just we make it an exclusive experience for
that was
everybody.
my thunder, but okay, you can have it.
You're welcome.
So what does it feel like to hear your songs play back to you for like the first time?
It was surreal. In a word, surreal.
It's weird. It's weird to hear my voice actually sound good because I don't consider myself a good singer at all. So when I hear it on a record, it's like, okay, people, it really took me until people said, I really like this song. I really like Strawberries, or I really like Keep It. I every day. I mean, when we did our Spotify rap, there were certain people that swiped up and they were like, you guys made it onto my Spotify list. Like, oh my God. And I'm like, okay, it must be really good then. I'll relax. You know, I'm very, very critical on myself when I write music and when I put out music and stuff like that. I don't know how these guys are, but when I hear it played back to me, it's almost like, okay, I hope it's good. If they're saying it's good, it's good.
You see, oftentimes, like, let's say I'm driving home from work. I have my playlist on shuffle. Our song "No You Won't" is on there.
It just pops
And
up.
sometimes, like, I'll just be listening to the song and I go, "Damn, this drummer's good." And I wait, no, that's me.
Yeah,
Or
that's
like,
exactly how it is.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You can finish.
Okay. In the solo in On Your Own, that is like my proudest moment as a musician. And I've only listened to that song about 5 times
Since it released.
Yeah.
And
because I will notice the smallest thing in my playing.
And for anyone at home, if you go on our Instagram, there's a video of me continuously trying to do the "No You Won't" solo and failing and getting frustrated on it. On the record, it's like, wow, I pulled it off, you know that too.
So out of all, I know you said a lot of the music is autobiographical. Is there any song that really stands out or like just means a lot to you after you finished it?
I don't even know if I can say yet because we haven't announced it yet. It'll be our next album. I'm not going to say anything about, low battery. Let me change that. There we go. I don't know if I can say much about it, but it is a song that's really, really very, very, very deep in my heart. That's really close. And I mean, it was the one that I looked at you guys and said, we're not changing anything. This is how it is. This is my child. So, I mean, it was written right when the pandemic had started. It was really just the feeling of being alone and not being able to see any of these guys, not being able to see anybody in general, not being able to go outside without fear of, dying all of a sudden, just dropping dead in the street. So, I mean, it was a song that really, and you'll know which one it is when it comes out and when we announce it. I mean, it is going to be the title track of our next record. Is that too much?
So what I've heard.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Is that too much? The title track of our next record is going to be this song. Okay. Well, it's already out. But yeah, it's going to be the next record, but it's a really, really, really deep song to me. And it's a really deep song to everybody else. And it says a lot when you listen to the lyrics about the position everybody was in at the same time back in March 2020. So
I'm still trying to
That one in particular, Zander did write that by himself, but that song is written as though all of us wrote the lyrics at the exact same time.
I mean, we've played it in the studio certain times, the wrong times, sometimes where I'm not feeling right, times where you're not feeling right. And sometimes we can't even finish. I broke down during one rehearsal while we were playing the song, and I was like, I can't do it. And we had to walk outside, we all together, went back in the studio and finished it and whatever. But I mean, it's just so deep, and you can hear that in the lyrics, you can hear that in the music, and I put tears onto the lyrics while I was writing it. So I mean, it's a really deep one, but it's a rocker. You could definitely bang your head to it. But
I mean, that's what it is now.
Yeah. So I mean, that's probably the deepest one we have so far. The deepest one that we have out right now is probably "No You Won't," about a broken relationship. That one's, you could hear that in the lyrics. That
Also Melted Clocks, but we hate that one.
I like that.
I like it.
Why?
I say we, I mean me.
Why?
They love it. It's just too repetitive for us, and that was the first rock song I had ever written. So it was like, so yeah.
So I was actually going to ask, like, how has the pandemic affected you guys, like gaining a following and touring and things like that?
It's taken a big hit on us for sure. I mean, right when the pandemic happened, our EP released. So it was, it kind of died right when it happened. Nobody really
possible timing.
Yeah, it was the worst possible timing ever for the world to shut down.
See, we were on a bit of a roll. Like after the Battle of the Bands, there were like booked out shows out here. The band played at the Whiskey a Go-Go with Kingdom Come. And then, overfilled a venue even, but then everything got shut down. We weren't able to play until, when was our first show?
Our first show back was August 2021.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh,
Yeah.
so wow.
No, it
Yeah.
was earlier. You played with the league earlier.
Oh, so July.
July.
August. Yeah, not
So
August,
yeah,
so
pretty
July.
much haven't played a show for about a year, and so it was quite interesting.
And getting back off our feet now, trying to get, fans, trying to get new people, trying to get just shows booked in general is so tough, and we're lucky. I mean, we're going to Nashville at the end of this month to record with Roberts from Three Doors Down, which I think is going to be really, really cool. And we're going to put out a single for that release, and that's going to be really great. And we're hoping that we can get some traction going with, having that shameless, being able to book more shows and stuff like that. We're just hoping that we can continue to go up and, play the biggest shows as possible, because that's all we want to do. We bring the arena shows to the clubs and the clubs shows to the arena. So if we ever get there, which I think we will. So yeah,
So
it affected us a lot.
So how are you picking up back that momentum? Are you guys more of like kind of like on the ground in you guys' hometown, or is it more social media based, or?
Man, we're cold calling everybody at this point. Venue, we're just trying to play at this point. I mean, we've gotten a couple shows booked for next year. We're doing a mini little tour down to San Francisco, down to Palmdale, California, and then back up here, which I think is going to be great. But I mean, if we could be touring into the ground right now, we would be. And that's the part that sucks. Not a lot of people know who we are. Not a lot of people know that we can do what we do live. And it's hard to really convince somebody that over the phone. It's hard to, just be like, yeah, we're really, really good, but we're also like 18, 19, and 21. So, it's kind of, so it's hard to really get that solidified and really get people to actually listen. So
And another thing that makes it hard is our age, because there was more shows for that small little California, but
in fact,
but they had to drop us from the bill because we weren't old enough.
we weren't 21. We couldn't play because we were 21. And I mean, we have our drummer, he's 21, but I mean,
You can't really vouch for
we had a
us.
really, really cool show, just you on stage. Right all the time. But it sucks because even though we're under 21, we've done the gigs at 21 plus venues before. We've done plenty of those, and we just go in, set up, play our show, and then we leave. We don't see it as that big of an issue. We don't see anybody losing their liquor license over it, but people really take it seriously, and it kind of sucks. We want to play. We just want to play music for everybody and just share our music around and just show people that we're passionate.
And there was so many this emerging bands coming out right now. What do you guys do to kind of like set yourself apart from them? Like, is there, or do you even think about that when creating music, or you just create and just do what you think is good?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We tend to incorporate elements from like every genre under the sun. Like Strawberries, at its core, a psychedelic rock song. But that doesn't stop us from, writing metal or writing a rock song with like
just heavy stuff.
Yeah.
We try to stay under that umbrella of rock and roll, but we like to kind of expand out of it and show, that we can do metal, we can do soft rock, we can do classic rock, we can do everything, because all of our influences are from those modern bands and those old bands that we all love.
We also have from other genres that we're like big into at the moment. So like a little while back, Zander had a disco thing going, and so he was like throwing cowbells and disco drums on stuff.
I was in it. I loved it. I loved it. You can mix that genre with rock and roll.
Exactly.
And make it sound really, really good. I mean, the Foo Fighters just did it with Medicine at Midnight. So everybody's doing it.
It's the fusion of all the different musical influences that really set us apart.
Bringing everyone together.
So who are
like
some
we
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, I was
He was done anyway.
I was mostly done. Um, it was just trying to create the broadest spectrum of rock and roll that we can.
Right. Yeah. In simple terms.
So who are some of you guys' influences? And I was wondering, like, how do artists, of course, we all listen to music. So how do you create but not copy what you're listening to?
That's a good question. You want to start with your influences and we'll work down the line?
Well, I mean, I had an answer for the create and not copy.
Well, let's hear it.
The key that I have found, because I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of different places, you make but not the same. When it's the same, that's when you get in trouble. When it's similar, it's still original.
More or less. I mean,
Yeah, more or less.
We try to create 100% original stuff, stuff that nobody's ever heard.
Mhm.
And then we have songs that are like, like Keep It, that are very, or Melted Clocks or Keep It, that are very, very 80s or 90s rock inspired, very grunge, very, Nirvana, very Foo Fighters, very whatever. So, I mean, we take influence from certain elements of all of our influences, merge them all together and try.
I can sum up my influences in my top 3 favorite guitar players of all time. Slash from Guns N' Roses, Joe Perry of Aerosmith, and Mick Mars of Motley Crue. Just that bluesy hard rock.
My influence kind of came from everywhere. Like growing up as like a little kid, I listened to like a lot of Papa Roach, Sublime, Metallica, Motley Crue, things like that. So influence wise, like what really like influenced my style of drumming, I've kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a tough question for me. For a long time, I took a lot of influence from Dave Lombardo from like Slayer.
Mhm.
But since then, just trying to come up with my own drum sound to influence others. I don't know if that's making sense, but like going from influence to trying to spark myself as an influence.
As to the create not copy thing, I feel like it's hard to not do that, so I don't think about it. Anything that could ever be done with music has already been done 100 times in 100 better ways. So you just have to do what you can the best. And as far as influences go, my mom listened to a lot of like Pantera and stuff when I was younger, and a lot of like Nickelback. Don't judge.
I like Nickelback.
Yeah,
okay.
I hate to say it. I love it.
I just don't like Chad Kroeger. Yeah,
That's
it
okay.
looks like a foot. And my biggest musical influences are probably Dance Gavin Dance and Hollywood Undead. Like I'm wearing a Dance Gavin Dance hoodie right now, and they're just great. I love Dance Gavin Dance. I can talk about them all day.
Oh man, I could go on for ages on every band that I've
Keep it
gotten.
short and sweet.
Yeah, I'll do my best because I get in a new band at least once a month. I'll listen to a full month of a band. Last month it was Gojira. The month before that it was Beartooth. The month before that it was Wage War. I've been going over because I love getting into a band and just listening to their entire discography. But influence wise, I take it from everybody. But the main ones for me are, of course, Dave Grohl, the Foo Fighters. I look up to that dude more than anything for everything that I do. So he's the reason I started writing music. He's the reason I, started a band and started, singing and stuff like that. So, I mean, I could definitely blame Dave Grohl for that one. And for playing guitar, it's definitely Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
I mean, you picked up guitar.
You do
because
a
of Eddie.
lot of Eddie stuff.
And, it was super, super sad to see him go that recent time. I mean, you were crying. I was crying. I had to leave work early. It was bad. So, I mean, Eddie Van Halen was just such a creator of a guitar player. And it was
He was. I think I can speak for at least both Zander and I when I say that Eddie Van Halen was the reason for picking up a guitar.
he was the reason me and you picked up a guitar, and he's the reason that millions of others did too. You know, he was just revolutionary as a guitar player. He went out of the box, and that's what I lived to do. And I mean, it's just so remarkable to see somebody do it before us. And then we're like, oh, you can do that? So let's do it.
Let's carry this torch.
Yeah, let's carry the torch with that one. So I mean, it's out of the box thinking. It's Dave Grohl and Eddie Van Halen for me. Those are my two mates. I mean, I love them both.
So you guys are talking about your influences and how they make you feel. So what do you want people to feel when they hear your music?
Excited. I want people to get excited. Or, sorry to cut you off. Or it's either, it depends on the song, because it's either I want people to get very, very excited, or I want people to listen. There's a big difference, because if you're at a concert and they're playing something that you've never heard before, you're going to dance, you're going to have a good time and whatever. But if it's a slow song, you're probably going to listen a little more. So, I mean, it's slow. I want people to listen to the lyrics. I want people to listen to the composition, because we always hide stuff in the songs. There's always little hidden melodies and little hidden guitar parts and whatever, little bells or whatever. There's always something in the song that I want people to listen in and actually hear. But with our fast songs, the ones that we open up with, the ones that we want people to dance and mosh and whatever, those are the ones I just want people to get adrenaline. I want people to get excited. I want their heart rate to go up. I mean, don't get a heart attack, of course, but I mean, just get excited. That's all.
You see, there's one thing I really enjoy about our music is the fact that we range in genres in some songs. So like if somebody wants something that they can throw a chair across the room and just tear their posters down the walls, we have like our song All Is Three. Or if somebody wants to, be sad, then we have No You Won't.
If you want to go party and get wait, I already cussed.
It's okay.
Get drunk.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to just go party and get fucked up, we have songs like On Your Own.
Yeah, and Keep It. That's another good one.
Yeah.
A party song?
Yeah, man.
It doesn't sound like it.
Then you're not big grooves, okay? Big grooves.
Okay, you guys want to talk, share something about your latest release, give me plugs or your Instagram, social media, anything we could check out for?
Sure. I mean, our Instagram is Split Persona Official. We changed it recently because it comes up now when people look up Split Persona. Before it was Official Split Persona, and then it wouldn't come up for some reason. So now it's Split Persona Official. Said it a million times to make sure the plug went through. Our Spotify, we have that. We have Apple Music. We're on all the streaming platforms.
We're on YouTube as just Split Persona.
Yeah, Official Split Persona actually on YouTube.
Oh, it is? I thought it was just Split Persona.
It might be. We're on Twitter at Split Persona NV because we are in Nevada. So I mean, what's the closest that we could get to not taking Split Persona? Somebody already has that.
We're on TikTok.
We are.
I think it's Split_Persona.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just a bunch of variations of Split Persona. You'll find us if you look it up. And I mean, we're going to work with Three Doors Down. That's going to be a really fun time. Look out for that release. That's going to come out in January. So we're
next week.
Yeah, we're leaving next week. That's going to be great. So we're excited. Yeah. But other than that, keep a lookout for our new releases, our new album. I mean, we just released No You Won't. That's a really good song. We all like that one. I can definitely see us releasing a little more off the new record next month or the month after. But I mean, that one that we're doing with Three Doors Down is definitely going to be our priority. And that's going to be the one that comes out next year. So that's going to be the first one. I mean, we could totally put one out on Valentine's Day. That's what we did for the first EP. So, I mean, we're still kind of discussing it. But I mean, No You Won't is out. On Your Own is out. Our EP is out. The song that we're going to do, working with Three Doors Down, is going to come out next month. And after that, look out for a full album, because that one's going to be fucking crazy in short terms.
All right, it was so nice meeting you guys. Any last words before we say goodbye?
You're Brogan.
I'm Brogan.
I'm Jacob, the bass player.
I'm Zander.
And I'm Mike Patterson.
All right, take care, you guys. Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for the interview. We really enjoyed it.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.